everybody and supporters of the No Holds Barred podcast. We're back on this episode, and this episode pertains to the club. Now, our question is, should AJ Styles have turned heel, and was it the right time for him to do that? Now, as you guys know, last night on Monday Night Raw, John Cena has come back from injury early. 3 months early, that is. And he said the future goes through him. And then AJ Styles' music hits. And he comes down to the ring. And AJ says he's been waiting for him and John Cena to be in the ring, finally. But then Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows come down to the ring. And the club, the actual club, arrives because AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows jump John Cena, lay him out in the middle of the ring. Wow. Okay, my analysis, my take on this. AJ Styles did the right move and did the right thing for him to be relevant.
You think the heel turn was the right move?
It was absolutely the right move. Yes, and he should have did this from the get-go. Because I get it. Yes, AJ Styles, yes, he is a phenomenal babyface, no pun intended. He does amazing things in the ring. He is an accomplished wrestler, which is such an understatement, that is. He can put over a great match with anybody, put over any giant, anybody at all. But at the same time, it's like, if he was, here's the thing, David. If AJ Styles was to continue his career the way that he was as the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, how far do you really think he would have went? I mean, do you really think he would have captured the world title with that run as a babyface?
Yes.
I highly disagree. Yes. There's no way he could have, because it was very cookie cutter. It was kind of like, you know, it was kind of, it would have got dry after a certain point, a little boring after a certain point. He needed something to mix it up, and what better way to mix it up than to go back to his buddies, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, you know, because let me tell you why this is a good move. Back in Ring of Honor, back in New Japan, when the Bullet Club were around, they were heels. Now, they were cool heels, but they had their own entity. And honestly, AJ Styles mattered a lot more with them as opposed to him being by himself. So now AJ Styles is somebody. Now he's the guy who kind of went back on his word about being with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and he joins them in order to take out John Cena. Now he proves that he's just as despicable as them. So now there's going to be some new life coming out of him going forward. I think it's a great move for him. I kind of saw it coming, but I think it was a great move for him.
Where should I start?
And also, one more thing, and just the way that he wrestles with the backbreaker, with the Ushi-Goroshi, you know, with the Styles Clash, which it looks kind of dangerous in a sense. You know, with the way that he punches, everything looks physical. So now that he's a heel, he could just, it matches his character. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, he is the Georgia Bulldog, but now the aggression, it actually makes a lot more sense now. You see what I'm saying? So that's my take on that.
Where do I start with this?
Go right ahead.
For some odd reason, in 2016, well, it started a little bit before 2016, when the internet became a prominent tool to discover info on wrestling. People do not like good baby faces. For example, Roman Reigns. He's hitting his stride as not the good guy, not the bad guy, the guy you can put up against good guys and bad guys. For some reason, everybody wants him to go bad guy so they could cheer him.
I see. I mean, I'm a fan of Roman Reigns.
Backwards idea. You don't want someone to be a heel so you can root for them. And then we have a bunch of other people, or up-and-comers per se, for some odd reason. Every time there's an up-and-comer or someone that's new to the WWE landscape, people on the internet, people on the comment sections of YouTube, turn them heel, turn them heel, turn them heel. That idea doesn't work for AJ Styles. I don't know why people are stuck on that. Like, I get it. AJ did prove in New Japan that he could be a great heel.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. I think AJ will be great no matter what he's doing because, pun intended, he is phenomenal. And you want to know what else is phenomenal? The work he's been doing on WWE.
No denying it.
Came to the Royal Rumble, probably got the pop of the year.
No denying it.
Had some great matches with Roman Reigns. He didn't win the belt, but he's in that title picture. That's saying a lot considering he's a TNA guy. He's not a WWE creation. That shows that they're trusting him to show his chops as a babyface. And he would not get stale if he became a world champion. And yes, I do think he could become world champion as a babyface because the money in AJ Styles is as a good guy. I don't want to boo him. I like him. He's a likable guy. He does nothing to dislike. I just think he's in the same category as Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio, and those guys that are babyface basically for their whole careers. The money is as good people, good guys. It was the wrong time.
The thing is, okay, I want to just clarify something. I am a Roman Reigns fan. I do think the fans that do say that, Roman Reigns turn him heel in a sense because, he doesn't know how to wrestle, which he does know how to wrestle, or he can't. Yeah, I see what you're saying in that regard. I mean, I am a Roman Reigns fan. But just what you said with the whole, babyface thing. It seems like in this era, it's a lot harder to be a babyface than it is to be a heel. It's easier to go the heel route. That
doesn't mean everybody should be a heel.
Not everybody, but AJ Styles in particular. Because
what's his strengths? Don't you want to play to his strength?
But his strength, let's be honest, he's not the greatest promo in the world. So with him being a heel, he could just be cocky. He could be arrogant. He could be careless as he wants to be. You see what I'm saying? Now, his work in the ring will remain high, because he is a great wrestler. But at the same time, this provides a great stage for him and Finn Balor to feud. So now the WWE has Finn Balor as their white-hot babyface. You have AJ Styles as your just red-blooded, hillbilly redneck who sided with the club. And you have a great matchup there. I think that's better than adding Finn Balor to the whole mix, because then AJ Styles would play second fiddle to Finn Balor. I personally wouldn't want to see that. I think AJ Styles can definitely be a leader of a faction. Why not? Also, I mean, yeah, I get it. Baby faces, they sell out merchandise too, but you definitely could put out a club T-shirt. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for a T-shirt in the audience again. Course. I mean, and also, I wouldn't mind seeing a faction in the WWE try to take over the top titles, the tag titles, and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I wouldn't mind them running Raw because they would keep it interesting, and we haven't seen them be on top. And one more thing, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, let's talk about them. If they were not associated with AJ Styles this time around,
could survive as a tag team by
themselves? They would just be those guys that beat people up. That's it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But it's very generic. I mean, it's just they have something going for them now. That's the club attacking people.
If anything, they're going to be the lackeys of AJ Styles. And just like our... One second here. One second, please. Excuse me.
No problem.
Let me go under a little bit. Our segment that we called Over and Under, I think Gallows and Anderson would be under the radar with AJ.
With AJ?
Whoa! You telling me they're going to be over because they're leeching off AJ, but I think it could be just as over without him.
There's ways of going about it, though. I mean, yes, they would be henchmen, but they could be the henchmen that are okay with their position. But there's an X factor to that. Carl Anderson has not been utilized.
Dropping everything and
right.
But go ahead.
But Carl Anderson, right? He hasn't been utilized as a talker. He was a great talker in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm telling you right now, when he cuts a promo, he will light up a crowd on fire. Just wait. Mark my words today. Trust me, Carl Anderson will show that they're more than just a tag team. You see what I'm saying? And Luke Gallows can be the silent beatdown person. You see what I'm saying? They have roles. I'm pretty sure they'll establish roles going forward,
All right, before we wrap this up, a quick question. Does it say like this, or do you ever add in Finn Balor?
Honestly, seeing that AJ Styles, I would want him playing the second fiddle to anybody because he did go after John Cena. And it's like, if you add in Finn Balor, then that whole moment with him and John Cena is going to be forgotten. I want that to be framed for history. That AJ Styles, the man of TNA, the king of TNA, that is, the biggest star that they ever had, did in fact attack John Cena with the club. I think they should frame that. If they add Finn Balor, it would ruin that. I think Finn Balor is a good act on his own, or with a manager that's not associated with the club.
Okay, that's respectable. Well, that wraps up this segment. Don't forget to like our page on Facebook. We're on iTunes. Subscribe to us there. Follow us on SoundCloud. We're everywhere. You can't escape us. More No Holds Barred.